Well, I'm gonna do a quick video just to explain how to use this grammar in order to make um, like small things, like just get the area of the triangle or print some of the multiplication table. I don't know, is that right? I hope so. But anyways, so first of this grammar is mainly in Spanish, but just for the words that are used to represent the final things. Like this one is tipo, but this means type, which I'm referring to the type of variables. So, anyways, first you have PR, that it's like the main code, like all the code. It's gonna be PR, and it's gonna start with declaration and then DCP. So first, declaration has tipo, ID, and A. The capital letters are used to are to mark where these other things are gonna be. Like instead of A, we can put like the colon, ID, and another A, or a semicolon with a point, and then the word declaration, or just the colon with a point. Okay. But anyways, so I have to start with declaración, tipo, ID, and then A. So here it says that declaration has to start with a type. A string, char, int, float. Well, I'm gonna start with a string. Then an ID. An ID it's just the usual way that we determine what is an ID. Like it cannot start with a number, or it has to start with a letter, and it can contain numbers, and I don't remember if it can contain special characters. I think it can't, but or just some of them, like that. That's the idea with the ID. So I'm gonna do name, and then type ID A, so I can put a semicolon. Is this what this is called? I don't know. Um, I knew it was semicolon, but I can do this, or since it says that I can put a colon and then another ID, like last name, and then I can put another thing like int age, because I can like this is A, this A, it has one the type ID A, and A it's breakdown like semicolon ID A, so semicolon ID E, and then this one is A again with this semicolon. Well, I'm sorry, with this semicolon, then I write again declaration. I used type ID A, and I use it to put int, and then the ID and the IA with this semicolon. So this is only declaration. Then we have DCP, and with DCP we can do things like assigna and then other DCP thing, or a select. With a select I have a switch, or an if else. I don't remember if this allow if else if. Let me see. No, it doesn't allow allow if else if, but you can nest the ifs. So I guess that can be something like if else if, or I don't know if you nest the ifs on the else, and the, it's a really simple programming language, but it's maybe it's a little bit tricky to follow this syntax from this grammar, but it it's doable. So it will be just like this. I don't want this video to be a full presentation of this grammar, so I'm just gonna copy the program that is on my page that you can look for it. I'm gonna leave it that in the description. So let me copy it. So here, this is the small code that I was talking about a couple of minutes ago. So you can use the print syntax to print a message, input to let the user type something. This thing, wait a minute. And finally you can assign things like the result variable. This variable could be better called result. And then finishing the program with a fin. That's the final command of this programming language, between a lot of. So this will be the output from this code, and you'll get the full code on C with the printf and the variables. This way to display these variables, it's maybe not needed at all, but if you want to make further to make this program better, I think, or if you wanted to make a full, like all the analyzers, because this thing has 3 analyzers. The I don't know how are they called in English, but you have to check the. Wait a second. Okay, I just checked. So the 3 steps, which this is, this could be breakdown, I think. It's the lexical analyzer, the syntactic one, no, syntax analyzer, and semantic analyzer. So this way to display these variables are the way to keep going with the semantic analyzer, which is like the execution and stuff. And I hope I have time to make it someday, but I think it's gonna be rough because maybe I have to make a C compiler, and I don't know, but you have to check way more things to make the semantic analyzer. So this way to break down the variables, it's the next, leaves this project ready to make the next, to take the next step, which is that. So anyway, this is a quick explanation. I hope, yeah, 10 minutes. It's a quick explanation of how to use this grammar thing and trying to understand this mess. So yeah. Also, I don't know it is in here, but I remember that by the way, this I made this like a couple of years ago, maybe at least 2 years ago. So maybe there is some issue with the code, but yeah, it's just a little bit old. So yeah, I remember that in order to make a comparison, you have to put semi. So yeah, you basically have to put double points like this thing after the thing that I don't remember is if it is after CMP. I believe it is after CMP, but I'm not so sure because it was some issues with the parentheses with this and this, I think. Something weird. Yeah, see? This. You have to put double points after a CMP. Ha, I knew it. But only in an assignation. I don't think this is correct. I think you have to put it this way too. But anyways, that's the explanation. I hope it's understandable, at least a little. And if not, then I'm sorry, but hey, I tried.